The first rotation of today's meet will now begin. Illinois will be on bars, the University of Illinois Chicago will be on the floor, and Iowa will be on the vault. Let's make some noise for your Iowa Hawkeyes.
So we know that Larissa Libby is going to have her girls fired up for the event. Charlotte Sullivan's on the vault first.
And Sullivan gets the green light to go ahead and get this thing started. Decked out in pink today.
Nice vault to start off the meet. A little bit of a hop on the landing. That'll just be a small deduction, but a great vault for her.
As the Hawkeyes are decked out in pink today in their annual pink event. A lot of the fans supporting the pink. All the coaching staff are the pink as well. Zach Mackey and Jamie Zengwill with you here on BTN Plus. Happy to have you along with you. And on over to the uneven bars we head, where Sarah Lyons starts us off for the Illini.
She has a double release move there. Does a shoot over to the low bar and back up to the high bar now. Again, the name of the game for bars is handstands. You want to hit those handstands, have your shoulders over the bar. Nice routine for Sarah Lyons to start out Illinois. Now on the floor, we see Nikki Woodruff to get Illinois Champaign started.
Well, Jamie, so far we have seen back-to-back gymnasts able to stick it, and now onto the floor to see if they can't keep it 3 for 3. A floor event, something that this UIC team is very good at right now in the Midwest Independence Conference, where they hail from.
Nice tumbling pass to start out with. She lost her footing on her landing just a little bit, but recovered that very well.
Sets today for the Hawkeyes will go vault, bars, beam, and floor. The Fighting Illini will start at the bars, then switch on over to the beam before heading to the floor and the vault to finish it all up. Hawkeyes are going over on the vault right now. So a little bit of a trouble here on the floor routine, Nikki Woodruff. It was Angel Metcalf who will be competing in the all-around, who just had a very good vault on the far side for the Hawkeyes.
What happened with Woodruff there was she just didn't get enough power to make it all the way around on her double back there. It's an element you see these girls do pretty often, but you know, these floor routines are hard, they wear on you, and definitely hard to start out the meet with one of them, but she just couldn't get enough power. Here's her final tumbling pass here. 1.5 into a piked front. Nice way to finish up the routine. Solid routine. Unfortunately, it will count as a fall on her double back there, which we'll see a 5/10 deduction. Charlotte Sullivan's vault score came out with a 9.775, which is a great score for the first meet. Charlotte Sullivan is a very solid, generally an all-around athlete. She will not be competing on floor tonight in the competition. She will be an exhibition athlete.
On the uneven bars, now is going to be Ray Balzor going on the uneven bars. You see on your screen right now, getting ready to go on the vault is Melissa Zarowski. Zarowski getting ready to go. There's a lot happening, so stay with us. There's 3 different teams competing right now. We missed Metcalf's try there, but we're going to get you back up now with Melissa Zarowski's try on the vault.
She's a high-scoring gymnast on this event. Usually see 9.7s, 9.8s. Nice vault. Nice block off the board. She seems very excited about it. Tiny little hop on the landing, but that'll get another great score for Iowa to start it out. We generally see dual meets between two teams. Tonight we have a tri-meet between these 3 teams, so a little bit more than these fans at Carver Hawkeye Arena expect.
Trying to get all the scores in there. This is an Iowa and Illinois team. Illinois ranked as the 21st best team of the country right now. The Hawkeyes, the 22nd best team of the country, and they've gone back and forth all season long between that. Their average scores between the two, the Illini have the edge just by less than a tenth of a point. So it's been close all season, and we expect the same here today.
Rose Pierkowski, another great vaulting gymnast for Iowa. Stuck landing on that, not even a hop. Beautiful vault. She's so excited about that. And this really sets the momentum for the meet.
Okay, vault so far, Metcalf scoring a 9.750. Sullivan, we already talked about, she scored a 9.775, while Zarowski scores in with a 9.825.
These are really great scores to start out the Gym Hawks on vault.
That first floor routine, a 9.012.
That's where you see that 5/10 deduction, unfortunately. I'm sure not the score she was hoping for. Maria Ortiz is planning for her vault next. Over on floor now, I believe we have Allison Brode.
Getting ready to go on the vault now. We turn our attention that way. A bit of a jump at the end, but no problem there for Maria Ortiz, the Hawkeye vaulter.
This is the only event we'll see Maria today.
Molly Drenth, the last and final of the vaulters going for the Hawkeyes. We will have an exhibition with Misty Jade Carlson. Now on the uneven bars. It's going to be Howell. No, I'm sorry. It's going to be Mary Jane Horth. So far, a 9.8 for Balzor on the Illinois bars, a 9.7750 for Howell, and a 9.8 even for Sarah Lyons. Nice run that time.
Molly Drenth is up for Iowa now. She's such a solid all-around competitor for the Gym Hawks, generally scoring very high at anywhere above 9.6, 9.7. We see 9.775s on her vaults in the past few meets. Here she goes. Molly Drenth. Hop forward on the landing, but beautiful execution in the air. She's tight, her legs are together and pointed, and it was a very beautiful vault.
Iowa as a team on average scoring a 48.779. Now looking at it throughout, that's about their worst events. Their best being the beam, 19th ranked in the country in that event, while the Fighting Illini, even better, 9th in the country right now on the balance beam. Also good on the floor, but they've struggled on the uneven bars and the vault as well. So both these teams kind of struggling in those same areas. Focus back over to the floor. Daniela Maciel to start off on the floor.
She's a freshman for this team.
We do have one exhibition still left to go on the vault here, and here she goes, Misty Jade Carlson.
Great vault for Misty. Especially as an exhibition, you can kind of just see what your general score is at. I know Larissa Libby enjoys doing that for her girls, throw them in an exhibition when they can.
Sophomore, there is Misty Jade Carlson out of Oregon as the Illini finish up the uneven bars. Another good-looking run there for Erin Butchin. Illinois, 39.175 with 4 gymnasts so far recording scores in the bars. We have a final for Iowa on the vault, a 49.075. So a pretty good try there for the Hawkeyes on the vault, beating their average, which was at 48.779 coming into this.
Great first event for the Hawkeyes.
We saw this University of Illinois Chicago squad struggle a little bit in their preliminary touches here on the floor. They had a couple of falls, a couple not able to get the job done, but so far a pretty good showing out here on the floor.
Agreed. That was a nice routine from Danielle. Unfortunately, she stepped out of bounds, which is a 3/10 deduction.
Up next on bars for Illinois.
But it was a
Aaron
really
Buchanan.
solid routine otherwise. Bars are definitely warranting some high scores over here for the Illinois team.
So Buchanan is going to be going now. She'll be the last and final gymnast to make it count on the uneven bars. We will have an exhibitioner on the uneven bars over there for the Fighting Illini as well.
Yep.
Still waiting here for Buchanan to get the go-ahead. Buchanan, a senior all-around out of Virginia. Her best was a 9.7 on the bars. That coming against the Golden Gophers just about a week ago or so. Again, in that Minnesota. Oh, as there's a fall through. Couldn't quite get that down to the mat. She goes, but yet it was the Flames who were also at that same little meet against the Gophers. And the Illini got the edge over the Flames already once.
It's very hard to get back on the bars and continue your routine once you've fallen like that.
It's a hard fall, too.
It is a hard fall, and she will not get the credit for her release move, unfortunately, either. So, not the score she's going to have wanted to receive. Over to the floor exercise, we have Abby Hasanoff.
With a lot of very good scores on the bars, Illinois most likely will be dropping that score off the end.
Here's a double back, nicely landed.
In that Minnesota meet just a week ago, it was Illinois who scored a 49.025 on the bars. Right now a 48.950, so a little bit under what they did just a week ago. All-around competition. It's going to be Drenth and Metcalf competing for the Hawkeyes, while the Fighting Illini are going to send Howell and Ludick competing in the all-around.
We've just seen really nice, graceful tumbling passes from Abby.
That was.
It was a really nice routine for her, and you know we do see an 8.975 up on the board there for floor, so we want all the high scores for the Flames that we can get.
And that 8.975 you talked about, it stepping out of bounds will do that to you.
Yep.
Took those off as the Hawkeyes have moved over to the uneven bars, and the Fighting Illini are going to go ahead and be next on the beam. Still finishing up this floor routine, though, here for the Flames. Taking a look at Metcalf right there, his run on the vault, and now you see Petrowski's try on the vault. Pretty good run as Petrowski was Petrowski there on her run. You see the end there, a 9.875 for her.
Stuck landing. She was so excited about it.
That was good enough for the best run of the day on the vault for the Hawkeyes. She managed to congratulate her. Ortiz has a 9.8 flat herself, and Misty J. Carlson tied with that 9.8 flat. Here's her run.
We have Tony Alec up on the floor exercise now for UIC.
We take another look at Drenth's try. She was another one of those 9.8 flats coming out of the vault. Had to take a little bit of a jump there. Pink Day today from Iowa Gymnastics and Carver Hawkeye Arena. We focus in on the floor routine for the Flames.
Ooh, a 1.5 into a punch front. That was really beautifully done. She had a lot of air, great height. Second tumbling pass is a double full twist. Difficulty was very high for that skill, and she did it really well. Floor is an energetic event to start out with, as is the vault. Some teams prefer that though, get the energy started at the very beginning. University of Iowa will be ending with floor. Here Alec goes in her final tumbling pass. Double back. Nicely done. Chest was a little low on the landing, but 3 solid tumbling passes out of her. And she made him look absolutely beautiful.
Done with that. Still waiting for the Flames here to finish up on their floor routine before the Hawkeyes will get their touches, as well as the University of Illinois Illinois Champaign will get their try on the beam before it will be the UIC Flames switching over to the vaults.
Final gymnast for the Flames is Mickey Northern. She's a very solid all-around gymnast for UIC. Her career best on floor is a 9.9.
Northern is going to be competing in the all-around. One of the only gymnasts that will be competing in that all-around today for the Flames. Very strong gymnast.
She is, I saw in warm-ups. She has very powerful tumbling, great height. First tumbling pass here. Punch front, round off, back handspring into a double back. Very nicely done. You see she landed with her chest up on that, which is what the judges are looking for. It's a full rotation. Very nice second tumbling pass, very controlled. On the forward tumbling pass, it's a little easier to jump out of bounds, lose your footing, but she did a great job.
On to the final try here.
We'll see another double back from her.
Wow. Very nice.
You can see why she anchors this UIC team. Very solid gymnast.
Absolutely. So there is the try for Mickey Northern. We'll have one more, an exhibition try here on the floor coming.
First rotation, teams will have 2 minutes.
Nope, they're going to scratch the exhibition. So we're on to the next event. It's going to be on to the bars for Iowa, over to the beam for the Fighting Illini of Illinois, and the University of Illinois Chicago will send it on over to the vaults. A pretty good showing though on the vault for the first try for the Hawkeyes, as the Fighting Illini are going to have to pick it up a little bit, having dropped a little bit in the uneven bars.
Yep, absolutely. So hopefully we can see some big scores coming out of Iowa bars and beam and vault. So we will meet you back here in Carver Hawkeye Arena.
As we welcome you back, a very good showing for the Hawkeyes in their first set of vault routines, coming in with a 49.075. Pretty good, Jamie, anytime you have
The
to drop
touch period is over.
9.75
Competition will
into
now begin.
your top five. It was
On
a
vault
whole
for the
bunch
Flames
of, as the
Maddie
Hawkeyes give out
Nowak.
t-shirts, anybody scoring a 9.8 or above, they had to throw out 4 of them. So up to 4 of the 5 that counted were just that, above the 9.8 mark.
Absolutely, and I was hoping to continue that momentum into the bars. They generally have a very high scoring.
On the bars first for the Hawkeyes is Lexi Mura.
Lexi Mura will be first up for bars for the Iowa Hawkeyes, but we want to see those hit handstands and stuck landings. It's the same for beam as well. We're going to be seeing Illinois on beam. We want to make sure those dismounts are stuck. That'll get them the extra points. And handstands are hits. So here we start with Lexi Mura.
We just saw on the vault over there too, Maddie Nowak is going to go first. She just went first, rather, for the University of Illinois Chicago, as Nikki Woodruff is hurt and will be out for the rest of the competition.
Lexi Mura has a nice routine so far. Not totally hit those cast handstands, but great release moves, full twisting, dismount. Took a big step on the landing. Unfortunately, will be a deduction, but a good start for the Iowa Hawkeyes on bars. Starting on beam now is Bridget Hoden for Illinois.
Iowa, one of the top 20 teams of the country when it comes to bars, averaging a 48.833.
Hoden here is known for her beam. She has gotten a 9.875 as her career high.
Up next on vault for the University of Illinois Chicago, Allison Broad.
Allison Broad will be up next for vault for UI Chicago. But we're still on the beam here with Bridget Hoden, an amazing beam athlete. She's very confident. Oh, bobbled a little bit on that illusion skill there. Claire Kaji's on the bar now for as we go over to the Iowa Hawkeyes. Nice start for beam for Chicago.
That fall coming in over there for Illinois Chicago, 9.575 for Nowak.
Kaji's doing well on her bar routine here. Certainly hitting those handstands.
Also, Jamie, Lexi Mura's score just coming in there for the Hawkeyes on the bar, 9.650.
And that'll be a stuck landing for Claire Kaji, the freshman. These are going to be some nice scores for the vault, and we have another stick. Is that Jenna Squillo, I believe?
Coach Larissa Libby ecstatic with the way that Claire Kaji was able to get that stuck landing. A good score going to be coming for her on the uneven bars.
Absolutely.
The Alina
up next for the bars. She's a strong all-around component.
Illini head coach Kim Londres is giving some advice over there to Bridget Hoden, who will start Illinois off on the beam. Illinois, a very good team on the beam, 9th in the country right now, coming up with some huge scores on the beam routine. So a real treat. See them today. They're going to have to make up a little bit of ground after having a not quite as impressive bars run today.
We have Angel Metcalf now on the bars, hitting her handstands per usual. Shoot over to the low bar. Just giants into her dismount left.
Metcalf, an all-around competitor.
Stuck landing on that double layout. This is going to be a great bar series if these gymnasts can keep it up with the stuck landings.
Wow.
We're seeing some nice high bar scores.
Absolutely. Look, we're at the beam, a little bit of a turn there, but you see the vault just getting done. First side. Look back at the beam.
Just the dismount left for Haley Rowe. Will be a round off 1.5 and a nice stuck landing for her as well. 9.8 is the first score registered on beam, so this could be a very high-scoring round.
Riley Mahoney, and on bars for your Hawkeyes, Charlotte Sullivan.
Sullivan going to be going on the bars here for the Hawkeyes now as Mahoney will be going over, will be going over on the vault for UIC.
Now, I've seen Charlotte Sullivan get a 9.925 on the bars, so it is possible for her. She gets great height, amazing form, hits those handstands. Look at that. It lands on a perfect handstand on the low bar. Back up to the high bar now.
Looking at the bars, Metcalf score coming in with a 9.775. It's Murrah right now with a low score of a 9.650.
It's going to be another stuck landing for Iowa. Charlotte Sullivan was very excited about that. That was a nice vault for Riley Mahoney. Unfortunately, she landed with her chest a little bit down, but it was a nicely done, nice landing. Moving over to the beam now. This is Brielle Wynn.
Last up on vault for the Flames, Mickey Northern.
Mickey Northern now going to be going to the vault simultaneously here, but a couple of good scores so far coming on the beam. 9.8 out of Houghton. A good run for Haley Rowe. We don't have her scoring quite yet.
Up next on bars for your Hawkeyes, Molly Trent.
Nice connection pass there on the beam. Over to Molly Trent on the bars. Here we do. She is an amazing bars athlete. You know, I think I say that for her on every event, though. I love her gymnastics. Nice connected release series there. Back up to the high bar. I've seen her with such high scores. She's a senior. Here she goes with her dismount. Double layout.
Nice.
Little hop. Don't know if you can count it entirely as a stick, but it's gonna be a great score for Iowa nonetheless. Just Melissa Zarowski left on bars for Iowa.
Zarowski's score is going to be the last and final one that will count, as Maria Ortiz will also be competing on that uneven in an exhibition format. A little bit slow getting the scores in here for the bar, so we still, as we get in Haley Rose now, a 9.775 coming for the sophomore for the Fighting Illini.
Up next on bars for your Hawkeyes, give it up for Melissa Zarowski.
Zarowski.
Northern about to go on the vault. Lowest score on bars we've seen so far is a 9.65. Not seen Molly Trent's score yet, but Melissa Zarowski will be the last.
Zarowski's going to get a little more chalk before she decides to go on to the uneven bars. You're off over to the vaults, the one all-around competitor, Northern.
Nicely done, a little bit of a step back, but it was a great vault. She landed with her chest up.
Straight over to the bars, be the last and final Hawkeye gymnast competing. A lot happening. We thank you for watching us here on BTN Plus. We try to stay up with it all. And another stuck landing coming for the Hawkeyes.
I have a feeling some t-shirts are going to be thrown into the crowd for the 9.8s and above after the bars for the Iowa Hawkeyes. That was a great event for them. Like I said, the lowest being 9.65 from Lexi Mira. We saw, 4 stuck landings. It was incredible. But we're back over to the beam right now. I believe this is Karen Howell.
9.75. 9.775 also coming in for Wynn on the beam. Iowa with a 48.875 right now on the bars. That's with 5 gymnasts recording scores.
Nice show of flexibility there on the balance beam. Into a gainer dismount, nice tuck landing. We've seen some great beam routines from Illinois. I don't know if anyone's fallen yet. I don't believe so. I shouldn't say yet. We have Maria Ortiz as an exhibition athlete for the Gym Hawks.
Here goes Ortiz.
Molly Drunn's score came in at 9.775. Zurowski was a 9.825, so that will be the highest score. 9.85 will be the highest score from Charlotte Sullivan. Maria Ortiz just with her dismount left. A nicely stuffed double layout. Got a nice explosion of cheers here in Carver Hawkeye Arena on Pink Day for breast cancer awareness.
And final score also coming in, Zurowski's score coming in with a 9.825, so the Hawkeyes get a 49.050 in the bars. They're having one of their best days, and a team that averages 48.833 on the bars, leading this overall competition right now, 98.125 for the Hawkeyes. In second place, UIC, a 97.200, 2 events through, and Illinois still has a couple more gymnasts to go here on the beam. They've got an 88.075.
But that is a great score for 2 events. Iowa really came out with some high energy routines today. Larissa Libby must be excited. We have Mary Jane Horth on the beam right now. We see a little balance check out of her connection pass, but she has stayed on just like the gymnast before her. Beautiful switch lead, split jump. Another little balance check on her jumps. Just the dismount, aerial into a full, beautifully done.
Very nice dismount. She's going to be taking off a couple of points, though, as you talked about, a couple of those balance checks throughout that routine.
Just one athlete left to go. Lizzie Leduc for Illinois on the balance beam.
We'll be having an exhibition try as well with Rachel Donovan, but talked about it. Last one to count here. Lizzie Leduc. Iowa having a couple of meets coming up here. Not for another month, though. March 4th, when they're going to take on Iowa State, right back inside Carver Hawkeye Arena. That one going to be a blackout on Senior Day.
Up next on beam for the Fighting Illini, Lizzie Leduc.
Lizzie Leduc out to jump on the balance beam.
It will be Iowa who will be on the beam next. Over to the floor will go the Fighting Illini as the Flames will get their trial, the uneven bars.
Cantering back layout. Nicely done. She seems very confident up there. Leduc was the Big Ten Gymnast and Freshman of the Week. She's a very valuable freshman for this Illinois team.
Leduc competing in the all-around a number of times. She averages a 9.890 on the beam. A couple of fantastic scores for her. Her best being a 9.950 just last week against Minnesota.
Wow.
Talked about that. That gave her she won the beam, won the floor with a 9.9, and won the vault with a 9.825. No wonder Big Ten Gymnast of the Week.
Yeah, she's going to be one to watch for certain. Just her dismount left. Round off 1.5 and another stuck landing. We've seen a few of those on the balance beam as well as the bars this event.
Take a look at some of the highlights of the Iowa bar routine. Going with an exhibition try on the beam for the last and final one. Claire Kachi had a good run at it. Kachi recording a score at 9.825 with the stuck landing.
She was the first one to do it.
But not the only one. Hawkeyes had a number of them there. Metcalf herself competing in the all-around had another one of those good stuff. Illinois coming in with an average of 49.145 of the beam, and not quite getting that goal here today. They've had two underperformances on the bar and the beam under the average so far. Going to have to make up for it with the floor coming up next for the Fighting Illini before finishing it all on the vault. Landing. Just another of them. Hawkeyes had today. Trump recorded a score. Nothing too bad as Drowski out of second. Sullivan had the best score with 9.850, but Zarowski and Kashi both recorded 9.825s.
The third rotation will now begin with the Fighting
These teams will now advance on to their third rotation. Iowa will head on over to the beam, Illinois to the floor, and University of Illinois Chicago is off over to the bars. We'll step aside and be back here from Carver Hawkeye Arena. We welcome you back here on BTN Plus alongside Jamie Zengwell. I'm Zach Mackey as the Iowa Hawkeye Gymnastics squad is hosting the University of Illinois as well as the University of Illinois Chicago here today to Carver Hawkeye Arena in their annual Pink Out, supporting breast cancer awareness. Iowa having a couple of great routines on the bar and the vault so far, in Illinois performing below average right now in the bars and the beam. But we take a look and focus in on the beam where the Iowa Hawkeye, Savannah Borman, will get them started.
Jenna Squillo was the first to compete on the uneven bars for UIC. But Savannah Borman is a great beam athlete. She generally scores on average 9.7 or above.
Beating over here on the floor is Haley Rowe.
Borman did a nice connection pass there.
Borman, this is the first time we've seen her here today. First event she'll be participating in. A little bit of a check there.
Yeah, if we do see Savannah, we will always see her on the balance beam. Those
Fantastic dismount.
Yep, cartwheel into a gainer. She's very excited about that.
So are her teammates after a good score on the beam.
We go over to Haley Rowe on the floor exercise for UIC.
Here for the final tumble is Haley Rowe. Illinois team needs quite the spark in this floor routine.
Front layout full. Very difficult tumbling pass to end on. A nice floor routine to start off UIC.
Up next on beam for the Hawkeyes is Charlotte Sullivan.
Charlotte Sullivan going to be going next here on the beam. Serena Baker on the uneven bars, the third gymnast for University of Illinois in Chicago to be competing in that event.
Charlotte Sullivan, her first connection pass is beautifully done.
Borman recording a 9.850. Pretty good score.
Great start. Slight wobble on her split jump pass, but this is still looking like a great routine. Sullivan is a very talented freshman for the Hawkeyes. All the way from Christchurch, New Zealand. The girls call her Kiwi. Round off full twist with a stuck landing for Charlotte Sullivan. That'll be a very nice score for her. She really barely bobbled. She got all of her elements.
Larissa Libby is static about that routine. As we focus in on the floor routine now, it's Brielle Wynn now competing. She'll be competing in that in the beam and the floor. So the beam's already done, and her last and final one here.
Gymnasts always have fun playing with their choreography for their floor routines. Best time in the meet to express a little bit of their personalities. Iowa will be ending the meet on floor, which I think they enjoy. Gives the crowd something really great to look forward to for their home team. Final tumbling pass here for Brielle.
As we focus in over to the beam routine, almost a little bit of a spill, but yet staying on the bar. There is the Hawkeye Lexi Murrah. All right, again, struggling a little bit in this routine.
It's very difficult when you're already feeling wobbly to kind of just look past that and do each skill as it comes, but it's what you need. You need the confidence that you're going to stay on the balance beam. Lexi Murrah seems to have it. She looks fierce up there, as a matter of fact.
There's the dismount.
Full twisting front. Very great stuck landing.
And on bars, Mickey
Beam is looking very good for the Hawkeyes so far. We have 2 9.
Up next on floor for the Fighting Illini,
9.85, 9.9, 9.875. So 2 9.8s to start off.
Nicole Zabo.
Unfortunately, Baker on the uneven bars for UIC took a fall on her dismount. Just didn't rotate over enough, and she got a 9.075 as her score. Claire Kaji will be next for the balance beam.
Iowa coming in with a couple of scores here on the beam now. It's Sullivan with a 9.875. Savannah Borman recording a 9.850 so far. So 2 scores above that 9.8 mark. A couple of t-shirts going to be thrown out. Iowa fans love it here inside Carver anytime that happens. Floor routine competing here now. Howell. Karen Howley Jr. in this lineup. So you see the UIC gymnast talking over with Peter Jansen, him and his wife, Mary Jansen, the head coach, in their 26th season. A long time they spent at the University of Illinois Chicago. Start of the bars.
Serena Baker on the bars. Nice handstands there. That's definitely what the judges are looking for. Beautiful release move. The high back to the low. Half twisting dismount, little step on the landing. We move over to the floor exercise. Karen Howell, all-around gymnast for Illinois. She's been having a great meet for herself. 2:9.775s on her first 2 events. Piked double back, nicely done. Claire Kaji still waiting to go on the balance beam.
Judges were comparing scores there. And so now Kashi's going to get the go-ahead to start her routine on the beam.
Kaji's another powerful freshman alongside Charlotte Sullivan. Back handspring, back layout, step out, beautifully done for her connection pass. A little bit of a step out of her aerial there, but nicely done. She looks extremely focused.
Up next on floor for the Fighting Illini, Bridget Hogan.
Getting set for the dismount here for Kaji.
Gainer to a nice stuck landing, good for Claire. Lexi Mura's score came in with a 9.550. As we move over to the floor exercise, Bridget Hoden.
Well, we said they were going to have a good run here on the floor so far, and Howell with a 9.825, another one of those 9.825s coming out of Win and Rowe, recording a 9.775, so a couple of pretty good scores looking for the Fighting Illini, who find themselves in second right now. A little bit of ways behind the Hawkeyes. After 2 events, it was a full 9 points, it was a full, I'm sorry, 0.2 of a point behind were the Fighting Illini behind the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Hoden's best on floor is a 9.8. It's a great tumbler. Nice tumbling pass there.
As we focus in on over to the beam for the Hawkeyes, Molly Drempf, the all-around competitor.
When you are
3
an all-around
consecutive.
competitor, that was great. Unfortunately, you have to focus so much on not falling and staying on the balance beam because one fall could affect your entire all-around score. And I've seen Molly Drempf fall off the beam before. No one likes to do it, so I'm sure she's focusing very hard on making this a good meet for herself.
Well, I'll tell you, Jamie, right now, really struggling over there on the uneven bars is the University of Illinois Chicago, having a couple of falls. I don't believe anybody's been able to stay up on their landing over there. They've had a couple, not a lot of excitement there, but there's been a lot of excitement here with the Hawkeyes. So another good score coming out of Molly Drempf.
Next on the floor is Erin Buchanan.
Angel Metcalf, the last and final Iowa Hawkeye to go. We will have an exhibition try by Nikki Yound Taking a look at the all-around so far through those first two events, a 19.625 for Illinois' Ludick. She's in second. In first right now is Illinois' Howe with a 19.710. Iowa's Molly Drenth is in third in the all-around competition with a 19.575, and with the 19.525 is Angel Metcalf.
She's a very stable, consistent athlete for the Jimhawks. Can generally rely on Angel's scores.
Taking a look at the top three scores coming out of the bar, and they were all Iowa scores. Out of the vaults of the top 9 scores, 7 of them were Iowa Hawkeyes. Metcalf doing nicely on the beam.
She's doing great. She just had an incredible connection series, not even a bobble, now just the dismount. 1.5 for the stuck landing.
Lots of excitement out of Angel Metcalf on a fantastic run on the beam.
We're seeing some very, very high beam scores out of the Iowa Hawkeyes. Nothing below a 9.7 right now.
Last time on beam for the Hawkeyes competing at the next position, Nikki Yao.
I'm excited to see Angel Metcalf score from that. It was a really solid routine. Iowa still in the lead for the team scores as more of the numbers are coming in.
A little bit of a delay here on the floor routine as the two judges got together to make sure they had the same score recorded.
Nikki Yowd will be going on the balance beam.
An exhibition try. Iowa recording a 49 flat on the beam.
Nikki Yowd is looking very good for an exhibition athlete. That's what Coach Libby is looking for, how they handle the event, how they handle the successes and the failures. Split jump, split leap for Yowd. Tiny little balance check, it's the only one I've seen from her so far. I go over to the floor for Buchanan when Nikki Yowd is done. She has just the dismount left. Gainer over to the side with another stuck landing.
Had a good score coming that time for the Hawkeyes. Back over to the floor routine we had. Buchanan already had a run for Illinois. She had a try in the bars. She scored a 9.80.
This routine looks very nice and controlled so far. She's having fun with this routine. It's always fun when you have your teammates screaming there right next to you. Final tumbling pass for Erin here. 1.5 into a front layout, nicely done. Nice routine for Erin Buchanan.
So Iowa done over on the beam. They're going to get ready for their last and final try on the floor, while The Flames of the University of Illinois Chicago have done the same, finished up on the uneven bars. They're off to finish this thing on the beam, while Illinois, still a couple of competitors left to go here on the floor. We got Lizzie Ludick going to be going next before an exhibition try by Ray Balzor. Leduc will go here on the floor. One more before the Illini wrap this meet up on the vault.
We're seeing some highlights from an amazing beam event from the Iowa Hawkeyes here. No one fell. Lowest score is a 9.7, which is incredible. Stuck landings, hit connections all around.
Burra recorded a score of 9.7 flat. Iowa as a team scoring a 49.225 over there on the beat. A little bit shy of their season best of a 49.375 against Ohio State. That coming back on the 21st of January rather. Still taking a look at those highlights as now we focus in on the floor routine. Lizzie Leduc, the last and final gymnast, to have a count here for the Fighting Illini.
She has scored a 9.95 on floor, which is the third highest in program history for Illinois. It's an amazing score. Floor is clearly her thing. She seems to be having a lot of fun with it. Another tumbling pass.
On into the final tumbling pass here now for Leduc.
Front handspring 1.5, very nicely done.
Nice stuck landing.
That will finish the competitive floor for Illinois. We still have Ray Balthazar to compete for exhibition. We're seeing Angel Metcalf's beam routine. She was incredible up there, very confident.
Hitting that all around and helped her move up a little bit. A couple of spots in that all around competition was this beam. Metcalf with that score moved into first place in the all around. Right now recording a 29.450 with still one event left to go.
She scored a 9.925. Now we'll see Ray Balthazar.
Balthazar competing in every event except the beam here today for the Fighting Illini.
First tumbling pass, a double bag. Very nicely done. Gymnast can choose to have the mat to help their landings. Some don't because it can make it harder to stick. Their second tumbling pass. Be a front handspring front layout, 1.5.
On into the final pass here this time.
1.5 into a piked punch front. Nicely done. A little step backwards, but this was a great floor exhibition routine.
Getting some congratulations from her team. Right now, after 3 complete events in the books, Iowa scoring a 147.350, while Illinois behind there by 2.25 with a 147.1 for them, while University of Illinois Chicago recording a score of 145.750. We're on to the final pass. Make sure you stay with us here on BTN Plus. We'll be back. Well, the fourth and final now rotation here from Carver Hawkeye Arena. Alongside Jamie Zengwill, I'm Zach Mackey. We thank you for joining us here on BTN Plus. Iowa welcoming in the 21st ranked University of Illinois Fighting Illini, as well as the University of Illinois Chicago Flames. Hawkeyes right now through 3 events lead this whole competition with a 147.350. Illinois a close second with a 147.100, and right now in third place, finding themselves quite a bit behind with a 145.750 are the Flames. So to start this thing on the floor, Nicole Chow.
First tumbling pass here.
The first and only event that we see Chow in.
Nicely done double back to start things off. Nice second tumbling pass, right? Almost back to back with the first one. Floor routines require a lot of energy. You definitely want to pace yourself. Final tumbling pass here for Nicole Chow. It's going to be a piked double back. Nicely done. A nice routine to start out by Nicole Chow for the Gym Hawks on floor.
Happy with those scores here so far today. Chow running down the line, getting a couple of high fives from her team.
During that routine, we saw Mary Jane Horth go on the vault. She's been scored with a 9.85. And we also missed Abby Hasanov's beam routine. Daniela Maciel will be up on the beam next.
A little bit of a standstill here, waiting as Coach Mary Jansen talks with her gymnast. Over there on the beam, Daniela Maciel.
Lainey Snyder's on the floor for the Gym Hawks. This is the only event she competes in, and she is good at it. Starting off with a punch front round off back handspring double back.
A little bit of a different music, a different take on the floor routine than we see anybody else do.
Absolutely. She has such a high energy floor routine with this kind of rock sense with it.
On to the final tumble and pass here.
I believe it's a double pike. Nicely done. 3 great tumbling passes for Lainey Snyder. Nicole Chow's score came back as a 9.775, so it was a great start for Iowa Hawkeyes on the floor. Some vault scores have come in. We have a 9.85 for Horth, 9.7 for Howell, and Balthazar got a 9.775. We go over to the balance beam now.
Zaba going to be going now as you hear Coach Larissa Libby say, give her a 10. Lady Snyder. Great floor routine for her.
Up next on floor for your Iowa Hawkeyes, give it up for
Angel Metcalf is next up on floor. She has had a great meet for herself today. 9.775 on bars, 9.750 on vault. She's a very high scoring gymnast.
Snyder on the floor before her best thus far was a 9.850, so we'll wait patiently. Angel Metcalf competing in that all around right now through 3 completed events. She leads this thing, and but needs a huge score here to keep her in contention.
Nice double pike to start out the routine.
Snyder's score coming in a 9.850 on the floor.
We'll see a double back here, and got nicely done. Angel Metcalf is such an explosive gymnast. You see it on every one of her events that she competes in. She's the focus and beam, the energy on floor, the precision on bars. She's just an amazing all-around athlete.
Here we go, the final tumble.
Nicely done. She was a little short on that final front layout, but she made it work. A great floor routine.
Happy with that routine. Are the Iowa Hawkeyes back over to beam.
Oh, nice gainer dismount there.
A little bit of a step back.
You know, I don't think it's too early to say that the Hawkeyes have had such a great meet. I mean, we have seen such high scores on every event from them. No falls on beam, no falls on bars.
Up next on beam for the Flames.
Molly Drenth will be up on the floor exercise for the Hawkeyes. Another all-around athlete.
Standing right there with head coach Larissa Libby.
On beam for the Flames, Tony Olicki. And up next on the floor for your Iowa Hawkeyes, give it up for Molly Drenth.
Here's Drenth's try at it on the floor routine.
Double pike for her first tumbling pass. Nicely done. Angel Metcalf's score came in as a 9.725, so it's the lowest score we've seen for the Iowa floor. Front handspring 1.5, so well done for Molly Drenth. Nice tight tumbling.
Here's the final tumbling pass here for Trent, competing in that all-around today.
That should be good to secure her for all-around. This is a great floor routine.
Two more Hawkeyes still to compete on the floor as the beam's getting done over there. Nice stuck landing. Off over for University of Illinois Chicago's Jenna Squillo. It's a nice stick bonus. All finished up here is Illinois. They were on the vaults and they were done quickly. We did get to see a lot of them. There's a lot going back and forth, but the University of Illinois recording a 196.050 so far, and that is going to be their final score. Iowa was 0.2 above them. Iowa's highest team average or highest all-around score at 196.175 at Ohio State back on January 21st. And Jamie, I think they're right in contention to maybe get their best ever overall score as a team.
I agree with you. It's been such a great meet. We've seen some amazing gymnastics from this Iowa team. I mean, they've really shown tonight. So with Melissa Zarowski now on the floor.
Zarowski's try.
She's had a great meet as well. 9.825s on her first two events.
Vault and uneven bars. We saw Zarowski. Only event we won't see her today was the beam.
Nice front tumbling pass. Having fun with the music and the choreography. It's part of the floor exercise in college gymnastics. Final tumbling pass here. Front handspring 1.5. Nicely done. She stuck it. That was a great routine for Melissa Zarowski. The girls are very excited about that.
Good routine for Zarowski. Have one more Hawkeye that will count it. Claire Kashi, who has had some of the best scores in this event so far. Kashi with a 9.9 last time we saw her back here in Iowa City just a couple of weeks ago. And Kashi will welcome back in front of the home crowd yet again, trying to pull one of those top scores.
Up next for the Flame on beam, Mickey Northern. And on floor for your Iowa Hawkeyes, Claire Kaji.
Iowa scores some more of those coming in on the floor. A 9.850 for Molly Drunth, also coming in. So the Hawkeyes have a team now, have put their total up to 196.350. That's already better than what the team has been able to score all season long. And they got one of their best floor routines going right now in Claire Kashi.
Well, unfortunately, you can't see it on the screen, but beam has not been going so well for UIC. They've had a few falls. We can see a 9.2, 9.0. But we'll just focus on the Iowa Hawkeyes on the floor exercise for now. Claire Kaji just began. Round off 1.5 into a round off back handspring full. That was a really, really nice tumbling pass. Not easy.
Final tumbling pass coming for Kaji. She stuck it.
And that leaves a very excited Iowa Hawkeye team. Very high floor scores, the lowest so far being a 9.725. Mickey Northern is just finishing up her beam routine right now. Unfortunately, I did see her fall.
So that's it for the ones that are going to count for the Hawkeyes on the floor. Charlotte Sullivan is going to get a try, an exhibition try. And here on the beam itself, Mickey Northern will go before an exhibition try from Riley Mahoney.
Not the routine she was hoping for, I'm sure. It's difficult to fall off the beam, and especially when you have your your teammates ahead of you falling off the beam, it just affects the momentum and the energy. So not the best beam event for UIC. We go back to Charlotte Sullivan as an exhibition on the floor. She's generally competing all around for Iowa, but tonight we'll see her as exhibition.
Last up with an exhibition
for the floor
routine
exercise.
on floor for the Hawkeyes, Charlotte Sullivan.
Sullivan competing in the vault, bars, beam, and we'll get an exhibition try here. All-around competitors so far. Illinois' Lizzie Ludek is in first place, and she's going to wrap that up with a 39.350. Molly Dremth is going to get second with a 39.225, and in third is going to be Angel Metcalf for the Iowa Hawkeyes with a 39.175. Not far behind Karen Howell in fourth for Illinois with a 39.075.
Charlotte had a little bit of a fall there. She just over-rotated her double back a little bit, and unfortunately she fell and went out of bounds, so that'll be a pretty significant deduction.
Kaji's score coming in with a 9.850. So how about that, Jamie? Iowa as a score, as a overall score, getting a 196.475. That is 3/10 better than what the team as an overall has ever been able to produce.
Wow.
Pretty good day for the Hawkeyes.
I'm not surprised. I mean, we've seen some amazing gymnastics from the Hawkeyes today, and they deserve to win this.
And that they will. Sullivan just finishing up this exhibition. We'll have the awards here on BTN Plus. You can stay with us to watch those throughout.
Highest on beam was a 9.725. And that will be it for the Iowa Hawkeyes.
That wraps it up. Over to the beam, though, finishing things up for the Flames is going to be Riley Mahoney in an exhibition try. See still a lot of excitement for this Hawkeye bunch. They like whenever they're able to get some home meets, get them under their belt. Final try and sticking it on the far side is Riley Mahoney to finish things up here from Iowa City.
For the Flames, Riley Mahoney. And that marks the conclusion of today's competition.
And we thank you so much for joining us, but it has been a fun one if you're an Iowa Hawkeye fan. A lot of good things to talk about on that. And Illinois, who historically has been ranked higher than Iowa, had a little bit of a not their best showing today as they fall a full 0.4 of a point behind the Hawkeyes.
It was an exciting meet here in Carver Hawkeye Arena. We see people wearing pink for Breast Cancer Awareness Day. You can find the Hawkeyes at their next home meet. It'll be Senior Day and a blackout on March 4th.
While the Illinois Fighting Illini still have a whole bunch of a season left, they're going to be hosting Michigan State on the 17th of February and a 7 p.m. start for the Fighting Illini. So still a lot of good gymnastics to happen here, but today just a fantastic showing for the Hawkeyes. Coming into this event, again, it was a 196.175 at Ohio State. That was the team's best, but today scoring a 196.475. Lots of that due to the fact of fantastic floor routines. Angel Metcalf competing in the all-around, and she gave the Iowa some huge scores on the beam, on the vaults, and did a great job on the floor as well.
She absolutely did. We see the final team scores for Illinois is 196.05 and UIC is 192.625. So Iowa will win this meet hosted here in Iowa City. I'm Jamie Zangwell here with Zach Mackey.
Again, the awards will be coming up here momentarily on BTN Plus.
Ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to the floor for a special presentation. Each year, the Presidential Committee on Athletics honors student athletes who have achieved at least a 3.0 grade point average in both academic semesters and lettered in their sport. To present the awards, please welcome Liz Hollingworth, Chair of the Presidential Committee on Athletics, and John Bruno, Academic Coordinator for the Women's Gymnastics Program. Earning first-year bronze medals are Misty Jade Carlson, Nicole Chow, Ashley Edlin, Angel Metcalf, Maria Ortiz, Tessa Walsh, and Melissa Zorowski. Earning a light bronze medal for their second year of achievement are Allie Glover and Lainey Snyder. Today's Hawkeyes are tomorrow's leaders is the motto of Iowa Athletics Academic Services, and these students exemplify what it means to be a Hawkeye. We thank the coaches and families of these student athletes who have been an important part of their success here at Iowa. Please join us in recognizing these award winners on their outstanding performance in the classroom and on the field of competition. Teams, please come to the center floor for the awards presentation. Presenting the awards today is Liz Hollingworth, Chair of the Presidential Committee on Athletics.
Stay here, Liz. Stay here. Don't go far. Double team.
Individual event winners start. On vault, for the Hawkeyes in first place with a score of 9.875. Give it up for Rose Piorkowski. First place on bars from the Hawkeyes with a score of 9.85, Charlotte Sullivan. First place on beam with a score of 9.925 from Iowa, Angel Metcalf. And first place on floor with a score of 9.875 from Illinois, Lizzie LaDuke. All right, first on all around with a score of 39.350 from Illinois, Lizzie LaDuke. All right, and for our team scores, in third place from the University of Illinois Chicago with a score of 192.625, give it up for the Fighting Flames. In second place with a score of 196.05 from Illinois, the Fighting Illini. And in first place with a score of 196.525 from Iowa, give it up for your Iowa Hawkeyes. Iowa Women's Gymnastics would like to thank you for attending today's meet. The next home meet is Saturday, March 4th at 11 a.m. against Iowa State for our senior day and blackout. We hope to see you then. Safe travels to all and go Hawks!